Member for Calgary-Shaw, followed by Calgary-Fort.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Our most vulnerable continue to be impacted by this government's mismanagement and inability to communicate. The decision to shift away from community-based supports to outcomes-based supports may be a positive thing, but the minister has admitted to not knowing how this system will impact any individuals in the PDD system. With no planning, no consultation, and no feedback from those who will be directly impacted by this government's decision-making, how is the minister going to determine which supports will be cut?
Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, there's so much in that preamble that is just absolutely incorrect, and very obviously we're not proceeding anywhere without some very thoughtful planning and working with our partners, and that's exactly how we're going to continue to do it going forward, Mr. Speaker. That's just ridiculous.
Honourable member.
Check the Hansard, Minister. You admitted it last week. But given that the lack of communication with caregivers and families has resulted in anxiety and insecurity in communities across this province, when will this minister find the courage to advise parents, guardians, clients and staff which specific programs will be cut as of July 1st?
Honourable
Mr. Speaker, we are indeed working with parents and families and service providers across the province, and over the coming weeks we will be travelling the province to visit with each and every one of them. And, Mr. Speaker, the changes that we're trying to do are a logical and correct transition in services that we provide there, and we in fact have the support of the service providers. I recognize that there's a transition issue. I'm doing everything I can to manage that, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable member.
Given that this government has a history of ramming through decisions without proper consultation, and this minister has imposed an irresponsible and offensive 3-month deadline to current contracts without communicating what to expect after July 1st, when will the minister have the new outcomes-based contracts in the hands of our service providers and advise families what supports their vulnerable loved ones will receive?
Honourable Minister.
As I indicated in the last question, Mr. Speaker, I recognize there's a transition issue here, and we do indeed have some trepidation in the service community out there and with some parents, and I'm working on that. We will ramp up our communications efforts. We will have contracts in place, Mr. Speaker.